Welcome back to Mystara as catch-up time continues. Next up is the Honor Island Wizards, representing Irendi in the faction list. As I tried to give each nation its own faction, which wasn't easy because some of them are a bit mundane for the special groups involved. Plus I only have 20 factions and 17 nations, and many of the factions are spread out across numerous countries. The Iron Ring's borders do not stop at the Cruth Mountains. The book was planned to be 320 pages, and I'm going to burn through that easily. It's currently sitting at 160 pages, and that should be the halfway mark. Except the Demense system was about 10 pages longer than I allotted, and I can't cut any of it and keep the quality up. So higher page count or reduce quality. Those are my options. Looking at the 5th edition DMG with its 384 pages, approximately half of that in art, but I'm not using a quarter page for all the magic items. I don't need a half page of art for every nation. And while the idea of Prince Xandar dancing the Macarena with his entourage might be amusing, I could instead use that space for Mystara stuff. As always, these videos are fundraisers for the book. I am going all in on the art this time because first, it's a larger book, and my commitment to quality serves as an example to all. The faster I get the art done, the faster the book is ready. I'm paying what I can from what I've got. So head over to thefreemystara.com if you can help out. You can also look at all the Mystara art I've commissioned for all my projects, and it's rather substantial if I say so myself, which I do. I need to categorize the art, but that's for a project for later. But if you need an image to showcase some Mystara character, that's where you're going to find them. But enough talk. It's time to burninate. Fire Wizards of Honor Island. Purpose: study the elemental plane of fire. Organizational type: independent nation. Estimated membership: 2,000. Functional range: Irendi. Current status: secret, legal. One of the most common misconceptions in the known world is that Irendi is comprised of 10 islands. The smallest island, Honor Island, is a sovereign nation. Settled in the 7th century, Honor Island is populated entirely by spellcasters who prefer to mind their own business and keep to their studies. The wizards are a private lot, discouraging visitors from approaching, or so it would seem. In reality, the wizards are devoted to researching the plane of fire, as the local volcano, Mount Kala, is a naturally occurring portal to the plane. The island is a popular tourist destination for creatures native to the plane of fire, who flock to the island to see the vast sky above and the oceans lapping at the island's end. While Honor Island turns away ships of the known world, they welcome interplanar visitors with open arms. The wizards have a long-standing treaty with Irendi to provide food in exchange for the entire island chain's defense. Irendi agreed to declare the island off-limits to visitors unless given specific permission by Honor Island. This provides the island with its sinister reputation, but it's more for visitors' safety than out of any malevolence. The island has a population of creatures from the plane of fire far beyond anywhere else in the world, and uninvited guests tend to come to a bad end. The most notable aspect of Honor Island is the dreaded fire ships, 12 ironclad paddle wheelers constructed by the Supreme Symposium of Gnomish Syndicates. These ships have a well-deserved reputation for being nigh indestructible juggernauts, able to spew fire for hundreds of yards, and are impervious to all known weapons. The Thaetian Navy learned of the fire ships firsthand in the Battle of Honor, as the vessels engaged the entire Thaetian fleet and sent most of them to the bottom of the ocean without a single loss. Now the fire ships patrol the waters around the entirety of Irendi, patrolling against pirates and slavers. However, given the reputation of the Irendi Navy, only fools try to raid their waters. Honor Island has a village that handles all incoming supplies from Irendi and provides room and board to the few visitors that are allowed on shore. The village of Filtot is a quaint fishing village with a population of over 700. It consists of Honor Islanders incapable of using magic and numerous goblin slaves. It is the only part of Honor Island the Irendi get to see, and then only from a distance. Even being invited to visit the island often only gets somebody as far as Filtot. The one issue that Irendi has with Honor Island is over their use of goblin slaves, as slavery is illegal inside the nation. The wizards captured the goblins centuries ago during an attack on the island, and those that washed up on the beach were held as captives before they were finally utilized as slave labor. The goblins remain slaves as long as they stay on the island, but the wizards that leave are not permitted to take their slaves with them. Getting permission to visit requires someone approach the Honor Island ambassador in Irendi and apply. This is typically done to purchase magic items available for sale on the island. The ambassador sends the request. If permission is given, a boat is sent to take the applicant to Filtot. The deal is completed, and the visitor is returned the same day. Under no circumstances is anyone allowed to stay overnight at Filtot. The city lacks any form of an inn. Unwanted visitors to Honor Island are handled in different ways. People who arrived because of an accident or were lost in the frequent fog banks that cover the island are returned safely to Irendi. Curious trespassers are mind-wiped and given a gesh to stay away. Those that mean the island harm are typically burned to a cinder, their charred skeletons left as a warning. Oddly enough, thieves that make their way onto the island are simply teleported far away, as the Honor Islanders love a scoundrel. The fire wizards can visit Irendi at will, though again without slaves. They are considered a curiosity, with fearsome reputations that keep the locals at a distance from them. The wizards do nothing to counter this reputation. They will often bring natives of the Plane of Fire to help maintain their fearsome image. Organization. Despite being a small nation, Honor Island is highly regimented in its government. It is led by a council, a section of its most powerful wizards. The rest of the faction is divided by role, including defense, research, public relations, students, and explorers. Each organization is valued equally, as all are needed to keep the island functioning properly. Every wizard is sorted by talent, though if a group is requiring new members, teachers will train students to fill any positions needed. The most prestigious and desired positions are those involving interplanar travel. There are 2 research stations used by Honor Island, one in the ethereal plane and another in the Plane of Fire. The Ether Station consists of a colossal dirigible floating in the ethereal plane, where wizards conduct all sorts of experiments on the nature of the ether and its effects on magic and living creatures. The Gateway is a structure where the wizards embark into the Plane of Fire, and creatures native to the plane arrive for excursions in the Prime. The island's defense is taken very seriously, as the islanders fear other wizards, especially those from Glantry or Alphatia. Every student is trained in the island's security, and spellcasters that show a talent for destructive spells are organized into response teams that swiftly deal with any intrusions. While these teams are known for their destructive ability, they also have to show restraint. Far more Irendi fishing boats get lost in the fog and end up off the coast of Honor Island than foreign spies trying to infiltrate the beach. While turning a Glantrian spy into so much kindling is more exciting, most response team missions are finding the lost boats and showing them the correct course back home. Most of the research and magic item creation is done in the Citadel, the most prominent Honor Island structure. The building serves as a castle and contains its university, research facilities, and arcane factories. Here the magic items that the island sells to visitors are created. Most of the island lives and works at the Citadel. All students are taught here, and their dormitory is located directly under the classrooms. Visitors aren't allowed in the Citadel except under rare circumstances, and then only with the Council's permission. The Citadel houses a library containing vast amounts of knowledge on the Plane of Fire, which the wizards are aware of. Fortunately, the Citadel is also one of the most heavily guarded locations in the known world. The village of Philtot is kept small on purpose, and only non-magic users are allowed to live there. The town contains several magic stores for visitors, though they are shown all wares on the docks and not allowed to visit inside the village. Philtot also includes several warehouses for the storage of food goods. Of note, the town also has many carpentry supplies, specifically to assist any shipwrecked sailors in case of storms. Leaving Honor Island is rarely done. The wizards view their secrecy too much to allow defections. They have sent out agents into the world, but only in rare situations and with the full permission of the Council. Adventure hooks! Any port in a storm. The party's boat is caught by a wave and swept onto a beach on Honor Island. While the party is dealing with the response team sent to question them, more ships approach, fleeing a massive storm about to hit in a matter of hours. The response team asks the party's help, securing all the boats and rescuing any crews during the storm. Feeling hot, hot, hot. At a celebration on Irendi Island, the party meets a strange man of unusual origins who wants to experience all the island paradise has to offer him. He offers to pay them for their efforts and take them on an epic pub crawl for the night. The party soon discover he is being pursued by a mysterious group who are trying to capture him. It turns out he's a fire genasi who snuck off Honor Island to go carousing, and the group are wizards attempting to apprehend him before he creates an international incident. Underwater Railroad. The characters are out for a leisurely cruise when interrupted by an unusual sight: a lone goblin swimming towards their boat. The goblin is no threat, and once on board he begs for mercy. He says he's an escaped slave from Honor Island and asks to be taken to safety. The party can raise a complaint at either Honor Island or Irendi Island about the use of slavery, and will face a bureaucratic struggle that both islands want to go away. Hide and go away. The party is hired to deliver a shipment of food to Honor Island from Aloysius Island. During the unloading process, they notice a small child has stowed away on their merchant ship and is running towards a fire ship that is anchored nearby. They have to find the child and get back before being noticed, or the child is injured by one of the numerous threats on the island. Let's see who it really is. An arsonist is starting fires all over Irendi Island, and the Wizards of Honor Island are the obvious suspect. The party has to investigate the blazes and discover the source and the culprit before the Irendi government formally accuses the wizards of the crime. The party discovers the arsonist is a pyrophore, an elemental of raw chaos. Every man will do his duty. Alcove Island's pirates have become a nuisance by raiding allied shipping and have become so bold to raid Irendi villages. The fleet is mustered and every adventurer is called into service. The characters are hired to serve as marines on an Irendi ship as the wrath of the Navy is brought down on an enormous pirate armada. The players get to witness the full force of the fire ships in action in the middle of an all-out naval brawl. 2 hours until insanity. Tourists from the Plane of Fire are taken out on a pleasure cruise on a very carefully designed ship that can withstand the elemental creature's heat. Near the cursed white island, a wave washes a Solix tourist overboard and towards the island. The party is asked to rescue the Solix before he goes insane and joins the Mad Monks for all eternity. The party has less than 2 hours to find the creature and return it before the madness sets in.